Today I wanted to talk about things that I'm not buying this year. I feel like since I recently talked about really niche fashion that I'm loving right now, I also wanted to talk about things where I'm like saving my money on because it's tough out here, girl. And especially just living on an everyday budget. I'm kind of just always have been interested in a no buy, but I feel like there's always little things that I personally have already done like no buys to. And this is me creating a list of things where I'm like, yeah, this is probably for sure no buy for the year. And I want to talk about them. So let's get into it. So I created a list around 10 things I am not buying this year. And they're under the categories of fashion, even beauty and lifestyle pieces, and home decor. Before we talk about things that I have not been buying this year, I do want to talk about something that I have repurchased, and that is a fragrance from Dossier. And of course, thank you Dossier for sponsoring this portion of the video. And I got my restock from Dossier on one of my favorite fragrances, which is Floral Berries. So excited. Let me show it to you. Floral Berries is actually an impression scent, and Dossier does impression fragrances, but also have their own individual unique fragrances. And if you're not sure where to start, they also offer a quiz. It's interesting because Floral Berries was actually one of the scents that was recommended to me by this quiz. This was my everyday scent during the fall time, but I know in the spring this is gonna even be just even better. And it's inspired by Jo Malone's Pony and Blush Suede Cologne. To me, this is a perfect mix of musky and floral scents, and I love this one. I wear it all the time. But yeah, that is definitely something that I will be buying this year, is my favorite perfumes, because they do something to me every day. So check them out. I'll leave the link in the description. And thank you Dossier for sponsoring this portion of the video. Bags and shoes are my favorite accessories when styling up an outfit, but I will say bags is something that I definitely do not want to buy in this year. And that is because, can you tell, I have so many, and these are only a portion of them. I actually have some stuffed in my suitcase, and I was actually looking at my accessories recently, especially because I'm adding here and there more pieces onto my index app, and I realized that I have enough bags. And I think recently too, I was watching more of like what's in my bag, or a person had like a TikTok of her Dior like saddle bag, and I was like, oh my god, that's such a beautiful bag. I would love to own that bag. And then I clocked myself out. I was like, girl, why you gotta own that bag? You got like at least 10 right here. You know what I mean? So I feel like I declutter clothes, but not really declutter accessories. So I do want to start also slowly decluttering a lot of my bags as well, and shoes. And I wanted to include shoes on here, but I don't want to say that and then somehow you find me thrifting shoes later on. Will say that I'm gonna start doing it way less, but I just don't want to say that it's not gonna happen, especially because how many times I've taken my shoes to the cobbler now. And that's a good thing too. I'm really appreciating just refixing your stuff, altering it, or if you know it's like no longer in your taste, being like, do I want to take this to get fixed? And if you're like, I don't know if I want to put all the work into doing that, then maybe that's time for you to be like, okay, I shouldn't keep this item. I just really love the worn in style of having maybe a couple bags you really enjoy and rotating, because I feel like if you have a bag that can go with so many different outfits, you don't need a variety of different bags. And it's just being like, which bag is the one that you love to wear the most? And recently it's definitely this suede one that I've been wearing a lot lately. So reassessing those things, and now I'm at the point where I also want to declutter some that I have, and I just really want to focus on buying quality material pieces. So my goal this year is to not buy non-quality material pieces. I'm okay with materials if it has maybe 1 or 2% of it. For instance, I don't mind getting a pair of pants that have like 98% cotton and 2% of it is elastane. Fine tuning the materials in my clothing pieces because it's better for my skin, but also just better in general when it comes to eventually the decomposition of clothing pieces. And a lot of those pieces, I feel like usually you can find secondhand. Like for example, this top is 100% merino wool, and I found it at the thrift store. I believe I got it for like $2. And it's just like, there is way to find really quality pieces at the thrift, or I pick up like a top because it looks cool and it's nice. To me, what is important is, okay, what is the material that it's made up with? Overall, it'll be better for you and for the environment. Don't get me wrong, y'all. I don't assume everyone to be perfect. I don't assume that I'll ever be perfect. I know there's times where you'll probably be interested in a piece more of the style than the material, and that's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, you're gonna do you, I'm gonna do me. But something that I'm for sure not buying this year is just non-quality material stuff. Okay, me and Luigi actually share a collection of sweaters that are all cashmere, and guess what, we all found them thrifted, so it's possible. There's also really cool brands that really sell high quality material pieces. For example, I think of Quince. It's also that lore too. There's like so many different brands out there too that like really focus on itself. It really focuses on itself of being a specific brand, and then you're like, but why? You don't even provide me with long lasting materials of these pieces. And I feel like you realize that because then you find these like brands at the thrift store because some people wear them for a season and then they ended up being donated. And it's just like, I don't know. This is a whole discussion that I've wanted to talk about, but I just don't feel like I have the right way of saying it. I have opinions, but I just don't want to offend anybody because obviously the way you consume and the way you participate in things you do all depends on what's my favorite word? Your socioeconomic status. Sorry, that got a little sidetracked, but it was just something that I had a thought of recently because I was just like, how are these brands charging so much and it's not even like the materials are good? Come on, recycled polyester, what? Pastel colors, they are so fun. I have a pastel colored kitchen. Can you believe it? Like this vibrant green kitchen with even like pink accessories everywhere. It's not that I don't fully like I'm against color theory, but I also realized when I did that video where I was, figuring out what colored pieces work on me, I really looked better in like high contrasted colors. So it's not saying that I will not get into a yellow top. I think it just depends on the type of yellow it is and how it contrasts with my features and my skin. I do think there is a science behind that. Would I live by the book? No, but I just feel like there was a time where I was really into pastels, and don't get me wrong, I had fun. I just now looking into my closet, and especially having an app like Index and creating my outfits every day and like using all the analytics on that app, I realized that I use more of my clothing pieces that are in darker tones or more of a pop of color of a red or something like that, whether it's in accessories or even just with my makeup. Spring is literally around the corner and pastels are going to be everywhere, but I think I'm just going to stick to the colors that I feel like just work better on my own skin tone. It's interesting. I'm saying that when my mirror is like a pastel green and I have pillows that are in a pastel pink. The next one for me is matching sets. I feel like matching sets were something that we definitely saw a lot in 2020 going to 2021. I mean, I feel like there's so many cool versatility aspects of matching sets, but for me, the specific kind of matching set that I'm thinking about is like the sweatpant matching sets, or like more loungewear matching sets. Even having that matching set, it's not versatile for me in a way because I don't end up wearing these like sweatpants, sweater and bottom outside of like going to the airport for that long like 13-hour flight or something. I come to realize that I am a person who really enjoys getting ready every day, y'all. I will say I'm not one who typically stays in loungewear unless I'm not feeling well. I don't think like having these like sweatpant looks, sweatpants or matching sets would really work for me. I just don't think I really go into those pieces more often. I think when the matching set works for me is, for example, I have this maxi skirt and this top, and it's literally like to wear out like for an evening or something. I think you've seen me wearing it in multiple different ways. I've worn the skirt separate and the shirt separate. So, but I think when it comes to more of a loungewear, I am not one to literally wear that much loungewear, even though I feel like they can be very practical if you're someone who really enjoys that. But I would prefer to just wear like maybe my yoga pants and a sweater. I don't know why I have this like fantasy of having like this sick matching set that I'm gonna wear to the airport. Like, girl, no, you don't. Y'all, you knew this one was coming. I am not gonna participate in hats, okay? I have a couple here that I do enjoy wearing, and specifically a beret. I think a beret looks good on your girl. Everything else, I've tried so hard to be a hat girly. I love it. They're literally functional. As often as I tried all these different hat styles, and I just kind of have to live with that, as much as I would love to rock a hat and look so cool and chic and add a different element to the outfit, give it a different vibe. It does not work for me, okay? I don't like how my face looks. I know some of y'all said to get a French boy hat, which maybe I'll try it out, but I just feel like I am not gonna be really kind of buying any hats out of my way. It's just, I accepted it. I don't feel probably my best in hats, so I'm just not gonna do it. It's one of those things that obviously I can wear a hat, but then I start second guessing myself more, and I just don't want to be in that like mental space, you know, where you're like trying out something that you feel like might be a little bit out of your comfort zone and you just don't feel like yourself. And I think hats is that for me. Something I'm not buying this year, but it is because I already have so many and I don't need that many. I just feel like it adds to outfits and that is prescription eyewear glasses. I love where I get my eyeglasses from. They're this brand called Perfume. And if you have your prescription, really affordable place to find prescription lenses. And that is why I have so many, because there's always a sale, there's always a code. So many prescription eyeglasses that I wear with different outfits. And I feel like you've seen me wear them throughout my videos. I don't need any more, okay? I feel like I have the silhouettes and styles that I like. The only one that I was kind of hoping to find, but I haven't actually found one that I like, is some that are like in just a navy blue like glasses, but I haven't come across any of those at the moment. It's me realizing that I do have multiple of these specific things and I really want to stop that, and that's why I'm saying these are things that I am not buying this year. Maybe this one doesn't make sense for y'all, but this is something that I get a lot on my For You page, and that is cameras. The way that Canon G7X Mark II, Mark III, how the girlies are just taking their photos and, you know, giving great quality images to their Instagram, and I'm like, yes, I want that flash photography photos to add. Oh, if only I had that Canon G7X II. Have you seen the resale on those Canon G7X, or that they've been out of stock for like everywhere? And I'm like, I remember this specific camera back in like 2015 being under like $400 or something like that. I saw one recently reselling on Facebook. Was it Depop or something? A grand, y'all. And don't get me wrong, I know camera and tech is expensive. That camera wasn't ever that expensive initially. I don't even think the retail price is a grand for that camera. And trust me, as someone who has a lot of cameras, and that is why I'm not purchasing any cameras in 2025 from here on out, because we'll say I did purchase a camera, but that is because, as you saw in one of my thrift for me's, my camera that I love so much actually did end up breaking. Took it to the camera person. They said they fixed it, didn't fix it. I paid $50 for that repair. I know as much as that y'all don't really care about the quality, I do. So I ended up finding the same camera for even cheaper than I bought the original one. I am not purchasing any more cameras after that, okay? I have a really specific tie with cameras. One of my dad's favorite hobby was doing photography, and you know, he left me all his photography cameras before he passed. It was like a little graduation gift from high school from him. It was so sweet. So I have like such a strong connection with cameras. Initially, that's also what got me into YouTube. I get so camera focused and I try to find these cool niche cameras, even in the digital realm space and film space. And so I just need to stop, because at the end of the day, cameras are expensive, and the cameras that I am using the most at the moment is the one that I film a lot of my YouTube videos with, which is this one, and the camera that I ended up replacing. As much as I want that high quality Canon like flash photos, I just don't think it's worth the $1,000. Just letting go. No buying new cameras. Okay, this one, I feel like y'all are gonna give me some input on it, but getting my nails done, do get my toes done, and I feel like with my toes I am okay getting them done at a salon. But when it comes to just my actual like nails that, you know, I used to spend so much money on to do like some fun designs, or you know, doing the almond shaped nails or acrylics, I stopped that back in like 2022 because I started taking pottery. I'm not saying you can't do pottery with those type of nails. I feel like my professor, she actually does do pottery with those style nails sometimes, but it's just like, I know that does not work for me. It just also made me realize that it's not something that I needed to do all the time. I think, I was going to get my nails done because it was another like form of feeling good for yourself, like some form of self-care. That's how you like to self-care it up, baby. You do you. And now that I feel like I have somewhat of a good like kit that I can play with at home to do my gel nails, they're not great, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with just doing these at home. Doing my nails by myself, I will say I'm a very impatient person. However, I feel like because I am forcing myself to do it, and I do it while I'm watching like something, like I'll watch a movie, because it does take me like an hour and a half sometimes. It makes the process a little bit more easier for me, and I've actually relaxed. That's why I've been enjoying doing my own nail. I know there's some things that people mention, like just be careful doing your nails at home, and if you actually have more recommendations about how to do your nails at home, let me know. I'm always interested in it. So this next one is specifically blush. I'm not gonna buy because I have so many blushes in my drawer right now. I don't need no more. There's a lot of beauty things that I don't need to purchase, but blush specifically, I realized, girl, I have blush for years. Okay. I am in a nice privileged space where I do get gifted some of these things. So a lot of the blushes I do have right now are from Milani, who is so nice and gives me some makeup at times. I have enough like blushes, bronzers, lip products, even eyeshadows that I just don't need to buy in any shape or form in 2025. I'm not like how I used to be with makeup back in like 2014. In the beginning of my like YouTube era, I was trying to be like a little beauty lifestyle guru. Y'all, the amount of like different foundations I would try and everything like that. 2016 beauty YouTube guru era, the consumption of makeup was insane. Someone that just now doesn't really get into that. I just don't have that many foundations that I'm gonna keep trying. Like I buy that one foundation, and once that is done, then I'll see if I want to try something new or just repurchase that same one that I enjoy. I just repurchase things when they're done. And a lot of that usually ends up being foundation, concealer, eyebrow pencil, mascara, and the under eye powder. And if I do get any like kind of PR, which I am really grateful for, a lot of times I end up just gifting it to my mother or sister or a friend, or even just sometimes do like a little giveaway with it. Need that many blushes, that many bronzers. I end up doing almost the same style of makeup. When it comes to the base, I could probably change, the eyeshadow or the mascara, but the base is typically the same. Another thing I'm not buying this year is hair tools. Y'all, I've learned my lesson. I got the Dyson Airwrap. I got it secondhand. I was using that up, y'all. You saw me on my TikToks, even on my YouTubes, me styling my hair with that Dyson Airwrap, okay? Well, because I got it secondhand and it was half the price buying it secondhand, by the way. It stopped working over a year ago. I can't even use it. My uncle's an electrician, and I was thinking of asking him to see if maybe it's something with the wiring, because I remember when I was doing my hair with the Dyson Airwrap, I would have to like hold it a specific way to style my hair, and I'm like, why? Because I feel like I have some hair tools that own since like high school or college that work even better, and why is this Dyson being so finicky? And I am someone that loves having like curly, like bombshell style hair, but I have fine hair, so to hold a curl for me, it's just a lot more work. And that's why I really enjoyed the Dyson, because I feel like the way I would style it, it was really good for my hair. I think I just have to find other methods of styling my hair, whether that's just heatless curls. I just don't need more hair tools in my life, and I just feel like there's always something new with technology, but also I'm like, why are they really expensive? For me, I end up doing the similar kind of hair anyway, so just like I don't need a new hair tool to just like crimp my hair. And actually, I haven't even bought a new hair tool since 2023. So this is the last thing that I am not purchasing, and that is home decor. Y'all, going thrifting, you come across the most sick home decor or little trinkets or even just like furniture pieces. I'm actually in the process of like downsizing and even potentially selling some of my furniture. There was a point like initially when I moved back into this place and wanted to redecorate the whole space. I was getting so many cool pieces from Facebook Marketplace or thrifting. The home that I am in, a lot of the pieces that I have here are secondhand, which is really cool because I really wanted to fill up this place with thrifted home decor. I haven't done that in the last year, and it's because also I do have certain goals that I want to do towards the end of this year. In order for me to achieve that goal, I need to downsize a lot. That includes furniture. The only thing I feel like if I was going to repurchase any of these, if it was like, okay, the couch broke or something, we need a couch out of nowhere, then that would make sense. But other than that, no more home decor for me. All right, friends. So those are all the things I am not interested in purchasing in 2025. I am curious to know if you have a similar list. And if you do, let your girl know down below. Or maybe this inspired you to actually think about these things, which is always so cool to me. So let me know if this video has inspired you to look at things that you're not interested in purchasing in 2025. You know, I'm all about having like a thrift wish list, but I also want to continue having these discussions about things that I'm just not as intrigued to get and why I'm not interested in it, because I think it's imperative to have both discussions. Okay, let me know what other videos you'd like to see next. I do know you want the Luigi Styles Me video. I'm curious to know, how would you like that video to be filmed? We have two options in mind. The first one is that off camera he picks all my outfits through the Index app. I style them in the video, and then I just, I do the outfits on a video. Either he can be in it or not, just giving his commentary. Is that we record him, actually his process of picking my outfit through the app, filming the outfits after, and then him being in the commentary or not. Curious to know what you think down below. But other than that, let me know what other videos you like to see. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And check me out on my socials. I'm really having fun on TikTok lately. Me and Luigi actually been doing a little bit like couples outfits on there. So if you want to see us in our OTDs, you can definitely check us out there. Don't forget to check out Dossier. I'll leave their links in the description. That is it for me. And I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye.